What's good, y'all? We back with another video. I hope y'all doing great today. Today we got 4 daycare workers fired for making children cry, scream in a Halloween prank. I mean, they probably did take it to the extreme, bro. Like, you feel me? You got this lady right here who got a scream face on, look like something crazy, man. Bro, they supposed to obviously know like the joke is going too far, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Welcome back to Sidebar here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. Thanks for joining us. And that little snippet of video that we just showed you is absolutely infuriating. I know as a mother, it's very hard to watch. It was from a daycare facility in Hamilton, Mississippi. This is where an employee at Little Blessings Childcare put on a scary mask back on October 4th and then went on to scare the young children in the room, making them cry.
why she running after that nigga, bro? Bro, hell no, bro.
Very, very hard to watch. So joining me to talk about this is Florina Altschuler. She's a defense attorney and former prosecutor who was part of the Special Victims Unit focusing on sex crimes, crimes against children.
Hey man, I'm not finna watch that whole
Florina, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Let's get through this bit.
Thanks for having me.
You know, WTVA TV in Mississippi, Florina, reports that 4 employees were fired. No charges have been filed, but the sheriff in that county is investigating. So
yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't feel like it should have been fired. Now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I understand, bro. It's a joke going too far, but like, I don't feel like they should get fired for that. Zone. It's my investigation. Like what you investigating? Like, what you feel me? Like what?
So, I know you're a mom. How do you feel watching this video?
It's horrific. It's upsetting. It's disturbing. And under no circumstances is their behavior appropriate. However, is it criminal? Not entirely clear. Likely not criminal. Is it negligent? Absolutely. Was them being fired appropriate? Absolutely.
What?
That's
Man, I don't believe it should have been fired, bro. Y'all think they should have been fired? I feel like they should have been like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Not fired. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know about that.
Child care center here is going to have some civil liability. I think that they're very well maybe appropriate.
I mean, it could be traumatizing to the child, though. I understand.
But in terms of whether or not their behavior was criminal, as shocking and disturbing and inappropriate as it may be, I'm just not sure that it's going to rise to the level of the mental state necessary to support criminal charges here.
One of the things that I found interesting was apparently this was not the first time that something like this had happened. Apparently there was another video, but the owner of the daycare facility said they weren't made aware of it until this came out. So let's watch just a little bit more of that video.
Georgians, make a plan to vote.
Bro, nobody care about no damn vote, bro. It don't matter, bro. Nah, she OD now. She OD. Bro, what, bro?
I know the sheriff says he is investigating, but I'm wondering to myself, what on earth could be the charges? Unless this leads to finding additional information where maybe the children were, hands were laid on them or something to that effect. But I just can't imagine why anybody would think that that was a good idea. These are very, very young children, obviously toddler age. And they're sitting there absolutely scared, and this person is going around the room, saying these things to them. Is there anything that you could think of, maybe a misdemeanor or citation, where something would be appropriate?
If the sheriff finds evidence to support that the intent of this daycare worker was to harass, in other words, to annoy and alarm these children, then potentially there may be harassment.
I don't feel like she was like trying to like intentionally like you know what I'm saying, like put the child. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't feel like she didn't like intended for all this to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like she
violation level charges that can be filed against the daycare worker.
Something crazy.
But I think there's a strong defense here that it wasn't meant to annoy and alarm, that this is just age inappropriate behavior
Yeah.
that was innocent on their part. And really, I think what it comes down to, despite the
They recorded
daycare
that joint. It's
owners
crazy.
claiming ignorance and
That's crazy.
claiming
They
that they
recorded
did
that shit.
not know, is a real failure to properly hire, manage, and supervise these workers. Because if the daycare
Mm.
owner did not know, they should have known. The daycare owners should know who they're hiring. They should properly train the people that they're hiring, and they should properly supervise the people that they are hiring. And so I think this is a
I mean,
blatant example
what do you tell them though? Like I still don't
negligence,
understand. I don't know.
but negligence will lead to civil liability, not criminal.
And I know that you obviously were, you worked in the criminal courts, obviously, you still do, defense attorney, you worked as a prosecutor. But does the state get involved in this, or whomever, licenses daycare
Bruh.
facilities? Do they?
They ain't like they going a little bit to the extreme, bruh. They talking about taking away people daycare licenses. Fine. I mean, firing them was already extreme, but I don't know, bruh. I don't know.
Come in and say, you know what, we really have to take a closer look because this is nuts.
And that's a great question, Anjanette, because I suspect that's exactly what the sheriff is looking into with this prior complaint. So the question now becomes, what other issues existed? Is this a pattern of ongoing
They probably
behavior?
peed their
Perhaps
pants on
there's other
some
videos
other
maybe
shit,
on
boy.
social media. Perhaps there's reports that were filed internally. Maybe there have been complaints to their local Department of Health. And potentially, as a result, if this is an ongoing pattern, if these employees are being hired negligently, if they're not being properly supervised, the licensing that this daycare center has could be taken away. Um, they may need to shut down depending on what it is that's going on. Of course, if this is a purely isolated incident,
I don't feel
maybe
like they
they'll be
intended all this
fined,
to
maybe
happen though.
they'll be
Like, you know,
reprimanded, and that'll be the end of that. But if it's more than an isolated incident, which knowing now that there's a second video from before, potentially this really could be an ongoing pattern of
nigga
poor
try to get worse.
supervision of their own employees.
Are these kids so young that maybe you hope they just get past it and don't remember it? Or could this be something, since you've worked with, crimes involving children, is this something, even though it might not fit into the realm of a crime or fit that criteria, how kind of psychologically damaging could this be to a young child?
Well, this is psychologically traumatizing. Obviously, you
Mm-hmm.
can see that these children are
I can see that, and
frightened, they're
they try.
crying,
It
they're
probably could be
running away.
traumatizing,
It's so difficult to
but
fully
I'm not watching the
understand.
whole thing, bro. Y'all get the gist of it, man. The teacher went in, put a mask on, scared a little bit of children. Now she fired, and they're talking about opening an investigation, all types of crazy stuff. But I understand because it can be traumatizing to the child knowing that stuff like that happened, and they might grow up and they might have nightmares of it. It might be it's a whole lot of stuff that can happen from just this situation alone. But hopefully I like the video. But yeah, man, it's not crazy. See y'all tomorrow, man.